Welcome to Dr. Josefina's Way. I am Dr. Josefina Monasterio, anti-aging expert, weight loss and success coach. There is an old saying that crisis is change trying to take place. Perhaps the most valuable quality you can develop at any age is flexibility. Flexibility towards change will help you more than you can ever think. Well, today's program, we are going to share with you some of the techniques, some of my ways to deal with change at any age in a way that will empower you, not only your body, your mind, your spirit, and also your emotions. Of course, we're gonna have the affirmation of the week, our happy and healthy lifestyle, our empowerment lesson. Laura Garrich is co-hosting with me today, but first, let's take our fitness break. Namaste. Once you get in Savasana, sometimes you don't want to get up. It's so beautiful. Now that we are in Savasana, I'm going to show you one of my favorite poses in yoga. It's called the fish. And in this pose, especially when you are close to nature, you're by the ocean, I love the water, I love the ocean. In this asana, what you're going to do, you're going to be open your heart and allow that creative energy to flow into your heart. So it's called the fish. We're going to go lift your hips, nice and easy. Everybody can do this. But always remember to talk to your doctor before you do anything. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to push and touching the ground with just the top of my head, and then I open my heart. And then when you open your heart, you allow that creative energy to flow into you. You open your heart and you allow the world to love you. And sometimes we have a hard time receiving love because the heart is closed. Open your heart. Slowly now I lift my head, bring it down slowly, relax my neck, take my hands out of my buttock, separate my legs, and I go back into Savasana, palms up, fingers together, index and thumb together, and back to Savasana. So that way you give your body time to rest, and then for the next asana you will be even better. Don't you think the fish is nice, especially when you open your heart? Let's do it one more time, please. Oh, bring your hands under your buttocks, and then you push with your elbows. Push with your elbows. Now I even can reach higher, see? Now open the heart and receive the energy, the love. Especially the person who feels unloved, where here's the way to get your dosage of love. Relax slowly, very slowly. Take your hands off. Separate your legs a little bit. Hands, palms up, and relax. Here I am at the gym with my wonderful coach and trainer and personal trainer and friend, Mickey Wallbaker. Mickey, today we're doing you're going to show us a powerful, awesome leg workout. Tell me about this machine.
Okay, we're going to start off here. This is a leg extension, and with most fitness facilities, they will have a leg extension that is adjustable, which is really important for anyone that may have any underlying knee conditions, any injuries. I'm fortunate that this beautiful woman does not. She's pretty healthy. And when you're making or trying to get your seating adjustment, there's just a couple things that you really need to focus on. A flat back. So you want to make sure that this pad is far enough, like we're kind of petite in stature, that you have it far enough up that your back is flat And then your knee is aligned, this is called a cam, that you have a knee alignment with a cam. And most of them are marked with a little circle on the inside there. So if I were to have a laser beam and shoot this through, I know that I have the appropriate seating adjustment for Josefina because it would go directly through her knee. This gives her a nice access for the extension.
Yeah.
The pad here, you should have just enough room at the bottom of this so she can flex her feet. You don't want it too far down because then it causes pressure to the foot and can cause some stress to the ankle joint.
Mickey, what muscle, when I sit in this machine, what muscle am I working on?
We are working on the quadriceps. Very important for knee stability, to help shape the leg. And you want to do a nice slow controlled movement. This is perfect.
Yes.
And you can see that when Josefina does this, the outline, you actually have 4 muscles that make up your quadricep. All 4 actually engaged through the extension on this exercise.
I love it.
Perfect.
So how many sets?
If you're a beginner, you want to limit your sets to 1 to 2, anywhere from 8 to 15. More intermediate person can do 2 to 3 sets. If you're a bodybuilder, you can do anywhere from 4 to 6 sets. It's depending on your level of fitness.
And check with your doctor to make sure that you are.
Absolutely. Before you start any exercise program, you really should get a doctor's clearance, especially to make sure that you don't have any underlying conditions. Or if you're working with a personal trainer, make sure that they fill out a health questionnaire so any of those problems or issues can be addressed before you actually get started.
Now I'm feeling it and it's burning.
Now a burn. With this exercise, as long as you don't have pain in the knee joint, a burning sensation
right here,
just above the knee is absolutely perfect. That's what you want to feel.
Yes, I love it. Thank you, baby. Oh, my quads. That was awesome. In today's program, we're talking about change at any age. So the affirmation for this week is, I love the present moment and the world before my 5 senses. I love the present moment and the world before my 5 senses. I love the present moment and the world before my 5 senses. So today's program is about change, accepting change at any age. And one of the beautiful things with change is to learn how to be in the present moment, in the here and now. Because life is constantly changing, constantly flowing, but what we will take with us is the present moment, the instant, those happy memories. So flexibility towards change and embracing change means loving the present moment and the world before my 5 senses. We're gonna take a break and we'll be right back. And here we are sharing with you some information about the food that really help you to slow down the aging process. And Rosie's mom is here. Hi, Rosie, how are you?
I'm good, darling.
It's funny, your mom is so awesome. She just said, oil is good for your skin. And it's true, she's absolutely right. What I use is coconut oil for my skin.
You do?
And product, I eat olive oil.
Oh, well.
So that's one of my ways.
That's her way. Let's talk about carbohydrate way. This is another carbohydrate. Remember we talked about the 3 components or 3 categories. One is the starch, which is bread is part of that. One is vegetables, which we talked about by adding the garlic and the oils and the lemon and the cheeses on things. Next is the fruit, and fruit is something you should be eating quite often. All right, but again, you can eat fruit with a protein, nuts, yogurt. Okay, you can mix all of this stuff. Fruit is excellent for you, and because it's an antioxidant and helps brain matter. So what we have here is just grapefruits and peaches and I go through fruit a lot. My husband loves fruit.
Me too.
Enormous amount of fruit we eat in this house. And you leave out fruit. You don't tend to put it in the refrigerator, even though some people like it in the refrigerator.
I don't.
It's better to keep fruit out, even your tomatoes, because tomato is considered either a fruit or a vegetable.
Yes.
So, you know, you want to keep these
What is it for you? Is a fruit or is a veggie? Tomatoes?
It depends on what I'm cooking. if I need a fruit and it goes in the it goes in the as a fruit in the salad, because a lot of people put strawberries in salads.
That's right.
And tomatoes are considered.
But I like your answer. I like the answer. Whatever I'm cooking, okay, do I want a fruit? I get a tomato. When I cook, I get a veggie, I get a tomato.
You know what's an also great vegetable to have now that we sidetracked to a vegetable is those little baby tomatoes.
Oh, cherry tomatoes.
Those are excellent for you also. So be creative. Make things taste good. Put things in bowls in your refrigerator. Don't keep them in those plastic, disgusting things that you get from a supermarket. So when the kids open up the refrigerator, they see something that's enticing and they grab it.
Yes. And these roses are powerhouse of anti-aging and antioxidants.
Absolutely.
And it helps you with the collagen.
Absolutely.
Rebuild your collagen. So it's a good way to...
but you all know this, so it's a matter of getting back to basics.
Yes.
And keeping them in your refrigerator. But my suggestion is keep them in beautiful bowls.
Absolutely, baby, like us.
Like us.
Okay.
We're beautiful bowls.
Thank you, Mama.
You're welcome. Come again.
Yes. Welcome back to our empowerment lesson, and in today's program we're talking about change at any age. Perhaps the most valuable quality you can develop at any age is your flexibility towards change. When change comes and you know it's going to happen, instead of getting upset or frustrated, look into the opportunity or benefit it might contain. You will accomplish more by remaining calm, cool, collected, and relaxed. Ineffective people have the tendency to be in a reactive way every time that something happens to them. They go around being upset, blowing up, being with resentment, and really complaining about the situation. Proactive people, whenever an unexpected change or situation happens in their life, they immediately focus their attention in what they want, on their future, and the things that they want to accomplish. They focus on the solution instead of the problem. Your conscious mind can only hold one thought at a time. So when you purposely insist upon thinking about your goal or what you want to accomplish, your mind immediately becomes calm, positive, and you feel in control. You can greatly improve your ability to deal with change by focusing your energy and your attention on your future, by seeing the glass instead of half full or half empty. Just do it my way. You see your glass overflowing. The critical issue in dealing with change is control. Most of our stress and unhappiness becomes when we feel that we are out of control in one specific area of our lives. The only thing you have complete control is the content of your conscious mind. Your ability to deal with change begins when you take complete control over your thinking. The reason that we fear change is because we are afraid that we will be worse off as a result of it. No one fears change when change implies improvement. Your aim is to embrace change, to welcome change, and to be a change agent. Here are some actions that you can take to help you to deal with change. First, begin with small, manageable steps. Whenever you want to improve, whether you want to improve your skills, your behavior, your family life, or your business. Small steps will give you the guarantee of greater success. Second, accept change as a reality. Acceptance is the opposite of rejection. Acceptance keeps your mind calm and positive. As William James, the father of American psychology, said, the starting point in dealing with any difficulty is to be willing to have it solved. The minute you accept that you cannot cry over spilled milk, or you can make the choice to cry over spilled milk, what I will tell you, if you're going to do that, condense it. That way you will deal much better with the change. The first step is to ask yourself, what is the worst case scenario that can happen in this situation? When you clearly define the worst possible outcome, you will find that your worries disappear. Mentally resolve that even if the worst case scenario happens, it will not be the end of the world for you. You will accept it and you will carry on. The first step in dealing with change is to correct your behavior and actions on the new situation. For that one, you ask yourself the question, what are all the things that I can do to make sure that the worst case scenario doesn't happen? That's what I call damage control. The final part of dealing with change is to improve on the existing situation. There is an old saying that crisis is change trying to take place. If instead of resisting change like a pine tree that snaps when the wind blows very hard, you bend like a willow tree, you will find that change is healthy and positive and is one step towards achieving your goals. If you look into any change in your life, you're going to find out that always worked out for the best for you. I call it inverse paranoia, meaning everything that happens is a part of a universal conspiracy to help me to be more successful. If you limit yourself only to what seems to be possible or reasonable, you disconnect yourself from what you truly are and what you truly want. And all that is left is a compromise. And I say, don't compromise yourself because you are all you got.
Thank you for watching Healthy Power TV with Dr. Josefina, and I'm Laura Guttridge. Today's topic, we're talking about change and how change is good at any age.
Yes.
And I was thinking about change, and we always are going through change. And when we're younger, change is so constant in our lives, especially when we're younger, I think.
Yes.
Every day is just so different. And we just accept it when we're younger because that's such a big part of our life. But as we age, change becomes more and more difficult for us to accept, and I think it's because as we age, we become very set in our ways, and then we are fighting against the change. So I have my own little saying. I look at change as the tragedy that leads to the cure, because at first it seems like, oh my God, it is such a tragedy, this change, but at the end it usually is beneficial.
Yeah, you are in the right show.
The tragedy of change.
That's her way, not my way.
Yeah. Yes.
My way is the success of change.
Yes.
So why did you see it as tragic? I'm curious now.
Well, sometimes change does seem very tragic because, like I said, when we are set in our ways and routine.
Okay, let's talk about set in your ways. So, what benefit will it bring to anybody be set on their ways? Don't you think that's aging faster?
I think it does make time go by faster for you when you know, every day you have the same routine. But then sometimes, you know, routine, I think, can be good because
it is great.
It seems like when the routine is like thrown off kilter, that's when mistakes can be made. So we need to learn to adapt because nothing is always going to stay, you know, on the same track 24/7.
Okay, so what change are you talking about? You're talking about like a personal change,
Well,
like aging, like all that, or you're talking about events, like something happens in your life and you have to adjust?
I'll think of an example. Say like a divorce. So that could be a terrible thing for a
or
lot.
it can be a great thing.
Right, or it could be, you know, the bad.
It depends.
Yes. So we just have to, you know, learn to, you know, like you said, think positively and take, you know, the time to realize the opportunity and the change that is lying ahead of us.
Yes.
At the moment, it seems tragic and terrible, but
that's why you have to watch Dr. Josefina's Way, because we help you to make it.
Yes, and you actually have steps.
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, the first one, begin with small steps to being in the right direction of making positive change.
Yes.
So are you referring to that when you are instigating your own change? Because sometimes the change just happens and it's out of our hands, like say the death of a loved one or whatever. But when we're trying to make changes to better our lives, is that what you're referring to?
That's what I'm focusing always in the personal change, because the only thing I can control and the only thing I can change is my own thinking. That's all, my mind.
Right.
So I cannot control Laura. I cannot control my clients. I cannot. So it's all that I talk about is a personal thing. The changes that are good for you, that will benefit you, that will enhance your life, that will bring you better success, better result. You feel like every single day you accomplishing greater things. Not because you are achieving like material things, but you as a person, you feel that you're growing, you're becoming, you're changing. You're better today than you were yesterday. And you know in your heart that tomorrow you will be better than today.
Okay.
It's that change that I'm talking about.
And it also could be, correct me if I'm wrong, like if you're in a job that you don't like you feel like you're in a rut and it's time to get out of the job, get a new job, fresh start.
Yes, because if you are miserable, spending 8 or 10 hours doing something that you hate, there's something wrong with that picture.
Right.
Because I believe, Laura, that you were not born to suffer. You were not born to be miserable.
Right.
You were born with talents, skills, ability, mission, purpose, power. What happens is we get lazy and we don't want to make the change.
Right.
And of course, to make the change, you have to put energy into it.
Oh, yes.
You have to have discipline. That's when you're talking about the routine.
And it's also a risk you're taking.
Definitely.
And we're all afraid of risk.
Exactly. But the greatest risk, the greatest magic show that you can watch is your own personal transformation.
Yes.
There's nothing like that.
Nothing risked, nothing gained.
Absolutely.
So that kind of goes in with, accepting the change. The change is a reality.
Yes.
So nothing ever stays the same. That's not possible. Everything, the world is changing, we're changing, and you're right, we have to just accept it. There are there are changes in our future that we're anticipating now that you think, oh gosh, you're dreading it, but we have to just accept it as a reality.
Well, and if you take the time to look back into your own life, every time that a big thing happened, a big change happened, always it was for your own good. It was always for your own benefit. You always came out okay. So, yes, it's scary, because then what I have to do is I have to reinvent myself.
Right.
I have to recreate myself. I have to come up with new ideas and oh my God, what am I going to do now? But another thing with the change is that when I talk in the lesson, it's about having that spiritual life.
Right.
You know, because if you don't have something bigger and greater than self to hold you up, then you're really going to be afraid of change.
Oh yes, and I think the meditation and self-reflection that comes along with spirituality does assist us.
Yeah, because if it doesn't do anything, you don't want to believe in anything. It will do you just good to look back into your own life and see how great you did.
Right.
So just that's phenomenal, because it gives you the confidence to move on, to continue, to have faith, to trust, to do what you want to do with your life. Go ahead.
Well, I think my belief in karma actually helps me to be a better person even when nobody is watching.
Absolutely.
Because in my belief system, I think that the karma is being seen no matter what.
Exactly.
It's being registered.
It's energy.
Yes.
It's in one of the shows we're going to be talking about toxic energy and positive energy.
Yes.
And that's exactly right, because doing the wrong things and having the wrong thought, and that creates that energy, and it creates and the good stuff, bad karma.
Yes.
But you want positive, good karma.
Yes, exactly.
Good karma.
I love good karma. So that was, the third thing.
Yes.
Ask yourself, what is the worst case scenario?
Yes.
So it's always good to know, how bad can it really get? And like you said, it's not the end of the world. It's not going to kill us. So we can get through it. Let's see it as an adventure.
Yes. Well, that's what I used before I came to this country. I would ask myself, I didn't speak English. I didn't know a person in this country. I didn't have the money. And I will ask myself, what is the worst case scenario is going to happen to me? And you know what? The worst case scenario never happened. The opposite always worked out better.
Right.
So I use that technique forever, because it's that what, and what also the beautiful thing with that is that the worst case scenario never happens.
Yes.
Never.
Well, what's the old saying? Prepare for the worst and expect the best.
The best, absolutely.
Yes.
And that's what we do here.
Okay, the fourth one, correct your actions and behaviors to the new situation.
Yes.
It's adaptation.
Yes.
And sometimes adapting to the new situation is hard because we're learning a new routine and having to abandon the one that we've already had.
And that's when the change really happens. You reminded me, Einstein said, you cannot solve a problem at the same level of consciousness that it was created.
Oh, okay.
So
that's good.
if I'm in this situation, I cannot stay or remain in that fishbowl. I have to get myself out of it so I can solve and see the situation differently, and I can take the new step that I need to take to make the situation better.
Is that what you refer to as damage control?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And we have to prepare for that, especially right now, if people are going through a lot of changes. And right now, the culture is not the same of what it used to be.
Right, that's true.
Another show.
Right. And then, to kind of wrap things up here, I really like this quote that you talked about in the lesson. Crisis is change trying to take place. It kind of reminds me of my tragedy that leads to the cure thing, and it is true. We have to look at it in a positive way, that change is usually going to help us.
Exactly.
Just go with it and try to make the best of it.
And one of the things with embracing change, Laura, is that allows you to stay younger.
Yes.
And it's not that we have anything against getting older or anything like that. It's that you can slow down the aging process. You can, keep your health and have vitality and energy and feel great by embracing instead of fighting change. Because what you need to learn how to text. That's a thing to,
Right.
For people over 50, 60, you have to learn to text, you have to, all this new technology that we have. And then what happens is it stimulates your brain.
New brain.
Yeah, your brain growth. So, if we have to look at it from the positive way. So that way you have a healthy life, that you feel energized, you feel feeling great and powerful.
Absolutely. I have a funny little story. I'll try to be quick. It involves my two cats, and they're older cats. They're both close to 20, which is ancient for cats. And I brought a new puppy in the house, and my mom's like, oh, those poor cats are going to be terrorized by the puppy, but they have actually been revigorated because of it.
Yes.
Because they're claiming their territory. I put up this little gate for that so the dog wouldn't eat their food, so they got to learn how to go around to get through, and they're learning. And you know how they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks?
False.
That is false, because
False.
I taught an old cat a new trick.
Yes, absolutely. That is false. You know why? Because as we age and as we get older, the brain develops a new skill or ability that is called plasticity. I get so excited about this because it's my strength.
Yes.
It's plasticity. So yes, you can teach an old dog new tricks.
Or an old cat.
Okay, we're talking about cat. I have a story about cats. I'm so glad we don't have to rush here. There is an old cat and a young cat. So the little kitty is, how do you say kitty?
Kitten.
Kitten. Okay, the little kitten is chasing and chasing and chasing his tail. He's playing. So the old cat comes around and said, "What the heck are you doing?" And the little kitten said, "Well, I went to cat philosophy school and I learned that a cat needs to be happy. And the happiness is located in the tip of your tail. So I discovered that if I chase it and chase it and chase it until I grab it, I will be forever happy." The old cat said, "Well, I haven't been to cat philosophy school. I've been wandering around the alleys all my life. But just like you, I discovered that a cat needs to be happy, and happiness is located in the tip of your tail. But the difference between you and I is that if I go about my business and I do the things that are important to me, it will follow after me wherever I go."
I love it.
So here we are here ending with a cat story.
Yes, a little cat philosophy in our lesson today.
Absolutely. Don't you think that's awesome? Now, if you have stories about cats or about aging or some of your tips about staying younger and looking great and feeling energized, please send it to us.
Yes.
Check the email, send your text us, call us, whatever. You have all the information right there probably in the screen. So please.
Yes, we love those emails. Keep them coming.
Yes, questions. We're here to help you. Tune in, tell your friends, tell everybody about Dr. Josefina's Way and Laura's Garage Chat with me. Okay? So, baby, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mwah. Thank you for watching. See you next week. I am Dr. Josefina Monasterio with Healthy Power TV.
And I'm Laura Guttridge. Okay, Dr. Josefina, how about next week?
Okay, next week. Are you excited for this one?
I am. I think I'm going to like this one.
Yeah, because this one is rejuvenating yourself from the inside out.
Does that mean more time at the spa?
Yeah.
I don't know where that came from, but it sounds like a good show.
It is an awesome show because you're going to start, sometimes we just look at the outside. We look at the house, but we don't look at the inside of the house.
That's right.
So we're going to be taking care from the inside out. So, of course, we're going to have the affirmation of the week, our happy and healthy life style, our empowerment lesson.
Yes.
This one, Laura Guttridge is going to be co-hosting with me.
Yep.
And so it's going to be a phenomenal show. Remember, rejuvenating yourself from the inside out. So make sure to put in your schedule and tune in next week and tell your friends, tell everybody about Healthy Power TV and Dr. Josefina's Way. Right, baby?
Absolutely.